Yes, the Frontier opening bell is back on this Monday, the 25th of November. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. This is just a quick run through the markets as we finished off over the weekend. Hope you enjoyed the weekend, by the way. Just a quick run through the market. Starts with Sunday. We begin to a piggyback where the markets started the week on Sunday for Cairo. The Friday start of the weekend. The Egyptian market took a 0.77% pullback on Sunday, but still holding the 30,000 a level. If we take it all the way back to Friday, when most of the markets across Frontier Africa ended, the Nigerian stock market was 0.25% in the red. Week on week is just about 0.1%. Just eked out some gains. We saw some balancing of between the bullish and bearish sentiments in the banking sector, bullish sentiments in the consumer goods and industrial goods on the other hand for the Nigerian stocks. The BRVM finished very nicely, 0.45% Friday. The Nairobi market eked out just about 3 basis points. We saw the NSE down very sharply since the start of November around 115, now finished off around 112. Just as we go into the final full business and markets week in November, the GSE was up just 0.1% of 85,608 after the South Africa Reserve Bank took its last interest rate decision for the year on Thursday. So we've got a couple of more of that coming through from today, and Nigeria's central bank is the next on the line for today, starting its 2-day monetary policy meeting, which will end tomorrow, Tuesday, the 26th. Let's see the East African big stories. Let's take it all the way from the northern corridor. If you look at Ethiopia, the most populous and the biggest economy in that region of the Horn of Africa, where the Council of Ministers has raised the country's budget for 2024-25, we're about 600 billion Birr, the local currency. That takes the figure to 1.5 trillion Birr in total spending that the Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is looking to spend over the next 2 years, sort of in a manner of speaking. In Kenya, President Ruto has vowed that there will be sanctions for cabinet members that failed to deliver. He signed the performance contracts, and he says there's going to be a proper monitoring of deliverables by cabinet members. There's no room for non-performance. Kenya Airways CEO Kilavuka has been appointed the new chairperson of the Africa's Airlines Association, and congratulations to the head of these iconic airlines east of the continent and for the entire Africa, by the way. In Uganda, Airtel says it's partnering with the Chinese ZTE industries to enhance digital inclusion in the landlocked East African country, as well as the penetration of smartphones within the economy. And those are some of the headlines we're tracking this Monday. Let's move it to West Africa with Nigeria's central bank sitting down for its final rate decision meeting for the final time this year. The outlook is for another rate cut by at least 50 basis points by Nigeria's central bank under Olayemi Cardoso as the country's inflation remained very sticky. The PMI numbers came in not spectacularly strong for the month of October, a softening after 2 months of gains. The PMI, the manufacturing index for agriculture, industry and services were not so positive, as it were, retracing for last month as Nigerian industries, manufacturers and service providers begin to count the pains of the currency devaluation, the naira, as we see the price of petrol and other energy costs are rising, and there is very lackluster demand because pockets have been seriously strained over the past 1 year. The Stanbic IBTC has won the Best Investment Bank at the Association of Investment Houses of Nigeria's awards. That was late last week. The SEC says it's going to change the regulatory environment to include more digital inclusion. It says oversight and regulatory functions will be strengthened in 2025 as we get to the deep end of the banking sector consolidation, which the financial sector regulator central bank is pursuing. In Senegal, President Faye says his wins parliamentary approval, landslide victory at the parliamentary elections. The coast is now clear for the new president to pursue his economic reforms, both at the executive level and at the parliamentary levels. Let's move it on to see the Southern Africa's big stories as we start the new week in Southern Africa. Private firm Harith says it's bought Africa's infrastructure fund, $360 million. Malawi's Energy Regulatory Authority says there will be no allowance for anyone to buy petrol into jerry cans as the country faces fuel crisis. Japan is putting weight behind the climate resilience and sustainable agriculture in Zimbabwe. That is about $5.1 million that Zimbabwean farmers will get from the Japanese agency. And that's some good news for that country. Seriously been hurt by the climate effect of El Nino drought. The SARS, South Africa's Revenue Service, says its voluntary disclosure program has been able to drive folks to disclose in previous tax not paid to the authorities without any penalty attached, 3.3 billion rand in tax collections. Some good news, some amnesty, and folks begin to self-declare. And South Africa's Reserve Bank Governor Leseja Kagago says the review of a 3% to 6% inflation threshold or target is getting close to the end, and there's a need to go back to the drawing board and revisit that particular inflation target, which was set just about 10 years ago or thereabouts. Let's keep those in mind. We'll see the latest move from the South Africa Central Bank. Let's get it up to North Africa. And Morocco and Egypt is standing out as far as some of the headlines concerned. Take it from the bottom of the table. President Xi Jinping for China was returning from the G20 summit in Brazil, and he stopped over in Morocco for a meeting with King Abdullah, and that was in the news over the weekend to see ways to improve ties between China and this big economy north of the continent. The Morocco's consumer price index, however, climbed 0.7% in November, and that's a bit of a upside to inflation. And the Romanian MP industry is opening new auto parts factory in Morocco. A bit of some support there from the local market as well to see the production of vehicle auto parts in Morocco as the country begins to take charge in terms of automobiles as well as aircraft maintenance, not just in terms of tourism, but digging down as the industrial manufacturing hub of North African economy, and of course, taking that shine also into the rest of Sub-Saharan Africa. And finally, Koika says it's investing 95 million in Egypt, that's the Koreans, and that will increase cooperation between the two countries. Those are some of the headlines we're pursuing this Monday. Starts the new week. We just got a full final week in November started right now here on Frontier Opening Bell. Have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday.